Hello, everyone. Welcome to Eastern Michigan University School of Nursing MSN YouTube live video. This video was put together for our MSN 2020 graduates. We invite you to participate in the fun and congratulations by using the chat features to the right of this video and the comment features of this video just below. You'll have to sign in to YouTube. I would like to introduce you to our first speaker, Dr. Michael Williams, who is the director of EMU's School of Nursing.
Congratulations, graduates. Last year, the World Health Organization deemed 2020 to be the year of the nurse and the midwife. And I remember many nurses talking about this is going to be our year, the year when the world would celebrate with us. Our year, the year of the nurse and the midwife. Well, 2020 hasn't been all celebrations and parties for the year of the nurse, but society has truly seen the value of nurses and all healthcare providers. Last year, no one would have foreseen the global pandemic of COVID-19. But the dedication and the commitment of nurses and nursing students has been nothing less than extraordinary. Thank you for joining the most noblest of professions for those entering the profession. And thank you to those who have been out on the front lines battling this virus. We have indeed been in the spotlight of the profession, and we have shone brightly. This virtual commencement is not exactly the way we intended to celebrate you. Thank you for sticking out and completing your degree despite the COVID pandemic. Typically, we would have you come up to this stage. We would introduce you, allow you to thank someone of your choosing, pin you, and provide you with a red rose. This year was not to be. You will have this virtual program, but also will receive in the mail a graduation in a box. You'll have a 2020 graduation tassel, your nursing pin, a green and white ribbon, a red silk rose, and a 4x6 photo frame for you to remember this special occasion. Getting through nursing school is no easy task, even without a global pandemic. So today is a very special day for you. This is a day when all the studying, the hard work, the tears, the fears, the questioning of why you're doing this comes to fruition. Congratulations, and thank you for accepting the challenge we all love, the profession of nursing. I've been at Eastern Michigan University School of Nursing for 23 years. I've seen our programs grow from a traditional BSN program, RN to BSN completion program, and one MSN program. We now have 6 different ways students can achieve their BSN degree: the traditional program, the second degree program, the 2+2 path, the collaborative degree programs with Washtenaw Community College, Henry Ford College, and Monroe Community College, as well as our fully online RN to BSN completion program. Additionally, we've gone from one MSN program to 4, the Adult Gerontology Clinical Nurse Specialist program, the Adult Gerontology Primary Care Nurse Practitioner program, our MSN in Nursing Ed, and our MSN in Clinical Research Nursing. We also offer graduate certificates in Teaching in Healthcare Systems, Quality Improvement in Healthcare, and Postmaster certificates for CNSs and NPs. Our Doctorate of Nursing Practice program just began a year ago, and we look forward to that program expanding in the future. Thank you for choosing Eastern Michigan University and the School of Nursing, and always consider us when you want to go back to school. I'd like to acknowledge all of our faculty and instructors who played a part in your success today. The faculty worked tirelessly to improve our curriculum, respond to current health issues, and flex their teaching strategies to ensure that you are optimally prepared to be the best nurses, practitioners, educators, scholars, and nurse leaders as possible. Thank you to all of our faculty. I'd also like to thank our departmental staff who help students and faculty every day. These are the people who answer your questions, assist with registration, field your complaints, hunt me down, and coordinate everything that makes the School of Nursing run. Thank you to our staff for their hard work and dedication. Lastly, there is a very important group to acknowledge: the spouses, partners, significant others, families, friends, and supporters of our graduates. Without the dedication and support that you have provided our students would struggle even more to get through a very challenging program. Thank you on behalf of your student. A few years ago, I discovered a story tucked away in my paternal grandfather's belongings, and it reminded me of the sacredness with which we should approach our patients and their families. But it also reminded me of the sacredness of every living person, including you. And I find it even more relevant with the COVID-19 pandemic than ever before. It's entitled, I Wish You Enough, and I'd like to share it with you. The story goes, recently I overheard a mother and daughter in the last moments together at the airport. They had announced the departure, and standing near the security gate, they hugged and the mother said, I love you and I wish you enough. The daughter replied, Mom, our life together has been more than enough. Your love is all I ever needed. I wish you enough too, Mom. They kissed and the daughter left, and the mother walked over to the window where I was seated. Standing there, I could see she wanted and needed to cry. I tried not to intrude on her privacy, but she said to me, did you ever say goodbye to someone knowing it would be forever? And I said, yes, I have. Forgive me for asking, but why is this a forever goodbye? The woman replied, I am old and she lives so far away. I have challenges ahead, and the reality is her next trip home will be for my funeral. When you were saying goodbye, I heard you say, I wish you enough. May I ask what that means? She began to smile. That's a wish that has been handed down from other generations. My parents used to say it to everyone. She paused a moment and looked up as if she tried to remember in detail, and she smiled even more. When we said, I wish you enough, we were wanting the other person to have a life filled with just enough good things to sustain them. Then turning toward me, she shared the following as if she were reciting it from memory. I wish you enough sun to keep your attitude bright, no matter how gray the day may appear. I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun even more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive and everlasting. I wish you enough pain so that even the smallest joys in life may appear bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wanting. I wish you enough loss to appreciate all that you possess. I wish you enough hellos to get you through the final goodbye. She then began to cry and walk away. They say it takes a minute to find a special person, an hour to appreciate them, and a day to love them, but an entire life to forget them. Indeed, we are all sacred. So as you begin your career as a nurse or continue as a nurse with your new credentials, know that we are proud of you and happy for your accomplishments. Congratulations once again, and I wish you abundance in your personal and professional life, but most importantly, I wish you enough. It is now my pleasure to introduce the Associate Dean of the College of Health and Human Services, Dr. Christine Karshan.
I'm Christine Karshan, the Associate Dean in the College of Health and Human Services at Eastern Michigan University. Congratulations, graduates. It goes without saying that you successfully completed a very challenging program in unprecedented times. You should all be commended on your resilience, your dedication to your studies, and your willingness to embark on a high-demand discipline during a time when your community and your country need you the most. I am not a nurse, so my advice to you this day is coming from someone who has worked in different settings, K through 12 schools, rehabilitation clinics, hospitals, and of course, higher education. First, make as many professional connections as you can. Networking plus resilience equals success. You are going to be an integral member of a healthcare team. The best thing you can do for your patients is to learn from everyone and everything around you. Don't be intimidated by your colleagues and superiors. Remember, they were once in your shoes when they began their careers. Leverage their knowledge and experience and find ways to take what worked for them and adapt it to work for you. Second, treat everyone with respect. Life is not easy for anyone. Sometimes you don't see the challenges on the outside, but understand everyone has a story and their journey has many bumps along the way. Third, if you are successful, it is because somewhere, sometime, someone gave you a life or an idea that started you in the right direction. Thank them. Honor them by being that someone to others in your life. And finally, take pride in how far you've come and have faith in how far you can go. But don't forget to enjoy the journey. Never stop your desire to learn. It was Benjamin Franklin who wrote, "An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest." Take it from me, he was right. On behalf of our Dean, Dr. Morali Nair, I wish you well. I wish you good health, and I thank you for choosing a career in service and providing care for all in need.
Hello, everyone. I am Dr. Dewana Jackson, and I would like to welcome you to the Eastern Michigan School of Nursing Virtual 2020 Pinning for all of our graduate nursing programs. Today, we honor graduates from our MSN Nurse Practitioner, Clinical Nurse Specialist, Graduate Teaching Certificate, and PhD programs. It was no small feat completing your graduate degrees during these times. All are outstanding academic achievements, and your success in meeting these goals comes as our nation is in complete disarray by the COVID-19 pandemic and its associated social, emotional, and economic fallouts. I personally cannot imagine how tackling this last year of your graduate program has been for you. With classes moving to online platforms, clinicals being temporarily suspended, and a vast amount of unknown in your future, you all took the bull by the horn and stepped up to reach this remarkable milestone in your lives. Through your personal grit, each one of you were not only able to accept to survive, but to excel throughout the final semesters of your graduate program. When I think of this class, I think of students who have shown four characteristics of grit and tenacity. These include courage, passion, perseverance, and resilience. The first characteristic is courage. You courageously set through the transition into the virtual world as your tech savvy, or perhaps not so tech savvy, faculty struggled to take on the Zoom, the arch nemesis of all faculty. You courageously learned how to be a grade school teacher, a youth athletic coach to all of your children, and a stay at home parent, and, well, not, as you were still in your professional roles as nurses. But in all seriousness, you were courageous as you continued in your roles as nurses at the bedside, caring for patients with COVID 19, despite our limited knowledge of the disease and the personal impact to your own safety and protection. Each example here shows your dedication to your families, your patients, and your education. Graduates, you have shown that you have passion, working diligently and ambitiously towards meeting and exceeding expectations of students. This was evident in the feedback provided by preceptors over the course of the past 3 semesters. Terms used to describe your character include dedication, hardworking, thorough, intelligent, articulate, motivated, and my personal favorite, thirsty for knowledge. Our CNS and NP students' pre-predictor and post-predictor readiness test scores for their certification board exams were among the highest that we have seen in our program. These examples show the character of EMU graduates, and I am confident that each of you will exceed our expectations as you transition into your new roles. Perseverance is another characteristic that comes to mind when describing your graduating class. Perseverance is the ability to keep doing something in spite of the obstacles, choosing long term gains over short term losses. Every American has had their own personal challenges this past year. However, not every American has had those challenges while trying to complete a graduate nursing degree. Many of you suffered the losses of clinical sites related to the pandemic, requiring you to complete clinical hours during your semester breaks and in subsequent semesters in order to ensure that you graduated on time. I'm happy to announce that all students in this cohort were able to successfully complete their required clinical practicum hours before the end of this semester. You also showed perseverance as you continued despite the mandatory overtime and the redeployments to new units while trying to study for exams, complete assignments, and care for your families. I could name many other circumstances that might cause many people to quit or give up. However, you all stayed the course, braved every challenge, worked harder, and did not lose hope despite every obstacle that came forth. Resilience, as defined as the American Psychological Association, adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or a significant source of stress. The families listening to this are probably thinking that I'm referring to the COVID-19 pandemic again. However, all of the graduates know that I'm actually referring to the 3 Ps: pathophysiology, pharmacology, and advanced physical assessment. You would all attest that if you can get through these 3 courses, you can get through just about anything. In fact, these 3 courses were developed in order to make any global pandemic look like a piece of cake. If not, if that's not evidence enough that you're resilient, your resilience was clearly identified when you completed a 5-hour hands-on lab session in full PPE. That means goggles, mask, gowns, gloves, so that you could learn how to suture, inject joints, and conduct minor office procedures in the primary care setting. As nurses, we know that just 30 minutes in full PPE is pure torture. Nevertheless, your determination to make the best of every situation demonstrates your resilience and passion for being the best nurse now and in the future. Even though we cannot have an in-person traditional ceremony, we want you all to know that we are extremely proud of you. We share in your excitement and we celebrate with you today as you conclude this journey. So I end this speech saying congratulations to the graduating class of 2020. We wish you the best as you transition into your new professional roles. All the best. Thank you for allowing me to speak today.
Esteemed colleagues, educators, staff, and distinguished guests, thank you for tuning in today. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Yasmine Makki, and I'm a part of this wonderful graduating class of advanced practice nurses. It is an honor to be speaking with you all today. I know this isn't the graduation many of us envisioned when we started our journey. Who would have imagined during our first semester of advanced pathophysiology, we would be celebrating our graduation virtually? Despite all of the obstacles that have been thrown our way, we persevered and adapted to a new normal, and I think that speaks volumes to our readiness to move forward in this profession. The current COVID-19 global pandemic presents a new set of challenges to healthcare workers. As we know from our struggles and clinical rotations during the start of the pandemic, many primary care offices closed their doors. There was uncertainty surrounding the pandemic, and many patients felt unsafe in any healthcare environment. Telemedicine was quickly utilized and has since become a popular tool for primary care providers. As we close in on almost a year since the start of the pandemic, we have learned a great deal of information about the virus and now have promising new developments on a vaccine. The COVID-19 pandemic has tested us and shown us great difficulty in our daily lives. Yet it also showed us how resilient we are and has pushed us to see things in a different perspective. Now, more than ever, we understand and appreciate the value of our health, well-being, and safety. Our journey to becoming nurse practitioners has been anything but easy. Many of us were juggling full or part-time jobs, maintaining households, and managing countless other responsibilities, all the while completing the coursework for this vigorous program. As the saying goes, it takes a village to raise a child. The same can be said about graduate education. Getting to this point in our lives has taken a team of people. Not only the educators and faculty that have helped us get here, but also our family and friends. This is an accomplishment for them as well. I'd like to acknowledge our parents, spouses, families, and friends who supported us over the last 2 years and helped us reach this milestone. We truly are a reflection of the sacrifices made by those that couldn't have dreamed of this opportunity for themselves. We would not be here without their love, encouragement, and support. Though we come from unique nursing backgrounds, we each came to this program with strong foundations. Our years of experience at the bedside have shaped us into the compassionate, dedicated, and attentive providers we have become. We've built upon these foundations and broadened our scope of practice. We were nurses first, giving us a deep and heartfelt connection to our patients. Now, we are advanced practice nurses, giving us the ability to evaluate, diagnose, and treat those same patients. The trust we build and maintain is unlike that of any other profession and something we will always hold sacred. I recently read that 2020 was named the Year of the Nurse, and I couldn't be more proud. As we embark on our new professions, we all have the potential to make positive changes in our communities, as well as in the profession of advanced practice nursing. Our strong educational and clinical backgrounds have sufficiently prepared us to be successful as we make this exciting transition in our professional lives. Some of us will soon begin our new roles as APRNs in the primary care setting, while others will choose to start in inpatient settings or specialty clinics. Although our avenues may differ from one another, we all share the common goal of improving the health of our patients and minimizing healthcare disparities. To my fellow graduates, working alongside you and building lifelong friendships is something I will always treasure. I have learned so much from each of you, and I value the diverse viewpoints and knowledge base we have brought to each discussion. Within this class, I see not only nurse practitioners and clinical nurse specialists, but also future educators, researchers, and administrators. I have no doubt each of you will be successful in whatever you pursue. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to address this distinguished group of individuals. I am humbled to be a part of such an elite class of advanced practice nurses. Congratulations to EMU's graduates and best of luck in your future endeavors.
Hello, my name is Dr. Jennifer Avery. I am the Associate Director for Graduate Nursing Studies and an Associate Professor here at Eastern Michigan School of Nursing. And it's my pleasure today to present to you the class of 2020 graduate school candidates. So without further ado, our first candidate today is Farah S. Bazzi. Her post-graduation plans are to work as an NP at PM&R Pain Management Outpatient Clinic with inpatient privileges. First, I would like to thank God for giving me the strength to carry forward with my academics and for this beautiful life. I would also like to thank my husband for his continuous support and my kids for always pushing me to do better. To my mom and my whole family, thank you for believing in me. I would have never made it through without your support. I love you with all my heart. To my kids that kept on asking me if I'm done, I can safely say now that I am finally done. Thanks to the amazing faculty at EMU, and a special thanks to Dr. Jackson for her support and for always being there for each and every one of us. My gratitude to you for all that you have done, which I will never forget. Today is an amazing day. Jane M. Boyle. My nursing journey has been full of adventure, excitement, and memories, both good and stressful at times. The love and support of my family and friends made this adventure possible. I sincerely appreciate all the time, direction, and advice I received from my professors, advisor, and staff that helped me succeed. I am forever grateful and blessed beyond belief. 2020, I can, I will, I did. Sunmeet Chawla. Thank you to family, friends, and faculty for the ultimate love and support throughout these years. Good luck, class of 2020. I'll remember you all in therapy. LaShonda Crisp. I thank God, my amazing supportive husband, perfect mother, and rest of my phenomenal family and friends for the love, prayers, support, and encouragement. I would also like to thank my instructors, preceptors, and classmates for the opportunity to learn and grow during this journey. After graduation, I will begin my NP career at Henry Ford Hospital in the Breast Oncology and General Surgery Department. Mazen of Koudsi. Post-graduation plans are to work as an NP in ambulatory care setting with inpatient privileges. First, I would like to thank God. I want to thank my wife. She is the most incredible support, not only in the program, but since the day I met her. I want to thank my kids for the love and joy they bring to my life every day. I want to thank my eldest sister who has supported my family and I. Thank you to my mother for her prayers. And lastly, thank you to the faculty and administrative staff at EMU. You were all amazing. Fredaz Ferris. Post-graduation plans are working as an NP in primary care office and enjoying time with family. Thank you first to God. Thank you to my mom and dad for everything you have done for me and for helping with my children. Thank you to my husband for all his support. And lastly, thank you to everyone who has had a contribution to my success. I couldn't have done it without your love and support. I love you all and appreciate every one of you. David Favot. Thank you to all the faculty and staff for their help over the last 2 years, especially Dr. Jackson and Dr. Chawla. I could not have completed this journey without the love and support of my family. Thank you to my in-laws and my parents for their assistance over the last 2 years. I am so proud that I could show my 2 boys, Ryan and Ben, that if you work hard, you can succeed at anything. Finally, to my wife, Melissa, you know this is something I have wanted to accomplish for a long time. Thank you for not letting me give up on my own dream. Your sacrifice has made this possible. I love you. Amber Johnson, Tyler, Aaron, family, and friends, for every encouraging word, every hug or display of support, allowance of my absence or not being fully present. Every time I said, maybe later, or not right now, I'm studying. Every prayer offered for my safety and health despite of your fears, I submit to you my love and heartfelt appreciation. We did it. Joshua 1:9. Be strong and courageous, do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord God, your God will be with you wherever you go. Yasmine, Makki. Post-graduation plans are to travel and spend time with family, work as an NP in a primary office, or urgent care. Thank you, God, for allowing me to be here and for the health of my family and I. Thank you, Mom, for always pushing me to be the best that I can be and for everything you have done and continue to do for me. Thank you to the most loving husband for always supporting me and for believing in me. We have both grown so much together over the years, and I am so grateful for this beautiful life with you. Thank you to all of my family for always being there for me and for contributing to my success, whether it be watching my son or participating in my physical assessment practice sessions. Thank you to EMU faculty for their continuous support. Lastly, thank you to my biggest blessing, my son. You fill my heart with love and happiness. Thank you for being my motivation in everything that I do. Anna Maria Meriwether. After graduation, I plan to keep working as an RN while I study for boards and look for my first NP job. I also plan to finally spend some time with my husband and friends again. I would like to thank my husband, Jeremy, for being so understanding and supportive over the last 2 years. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. To my parents and friends, thank you for the constant encouragement and support. Michelle Miller. Plans for after graduation are to keep working as an RN and searching for my perfect NP job. I had plans to travel, but there's a pandemic stopping me. I want to thank Jack for being there every day for me, even if it was just a hug or a few simple words of encouragement. You were the reason that I kept on going. You have no idea how much your support and love has meant to me the past 2 years. I can't thank you enough for being there for me every step of the way. Hugs and kisses. Rodi, Olli. His plans for after graduation are to find employment, preferably in a primary care setting, dedicate more time to family and self, travel if conditions permit, and to take a year off from school and pursue his DNP degree. During the past 2 years at EMU, the following people have been positive influences in my life and have each made their contribution to my success. I would like to express my most sincere gratitude and appreciation to Dr. Michael Williams, Dr. Duana Jackson, Dr. Frank Schaller, Dr. Sherry Bumpus, Dr. Lori Blondie, Dr. Elizabeth Loomis, Dr. Miriam Caboral-Stevens, Dr. Angelou Lukansky, Dr. Kathleen Cernick, Dr. Linda Myler, Dr. Jennifer Avery, Dr. Holly Hopkins, and Deanna Kowaleski. Thank you. Don Schonfeld. I want to thank my supportive friends and family, especially my husband Brent, for always being by my side. I appreciate the great EMU staff for their guidance, especially Dr. Jackson and Dr. Lukansky. I am fortunate to have made some excellent connections with my fellow classmates. Even through this pandemic, we have been able to grow and support each other. I cherish every one of you, and I am so proud of your accomplishments. MSN, class of 2020. Christle Thompson. I did it! Words cannot express my gratitude to my family for their love, patience, support, and most of all, their prayers. You guys are the best cheerleading team ever. She's a member of the National Sigma Theta Tau National Honor Society, Michigan Council of Nurse Practitioners EMU Executive Board member, and was recognized as the outstanding student for the College of Health and Human Services for the 2019-2020 school year. Samuel Tylo. He's been an RN for 38 years, has his Bachelor's of Science in Arts Management from EMU in 1980, his ADN from Henry Ford College in 1983. He's the host of Perspectives in Nursing on WHFR, and his hobbies include blues saxman, historian, plumber, COVID survivor, wound care RN, DJ, and Renaissance person. When folks ask me how long I've been a nurse, I tell them, since I took care of Fred Flintstone at Flint Rock Hospital. I will continue my education, never too old. Sharon Varano. After graduation, I plan to catch up on rest, prep and complete boards, then secure a job as a primary care nurse practitioner. Thank you to my mom. Without her love, support, and guidance, I would not have made it this far in life. Thank you to my husband for being supportive, understanding, and my lifelong practice patience. And thank you to my family and friends for all the rain checks on events. Adrian Fassbinder Vassallo. What a bittersweet end to 2 hard-fought years. Thank you to my classmates and professors for pushing me to expand my professional aspirations. Thank you to my preceptors and mentors for offering never-ending guidance. And last but certainly not least, thank you to my husband and family for your continued love and support, even when I was barely around to receive it. I look forward to and am humbled to be a 3rd-generation master's prepared nurse. Finally, we'd like to say a special thank you to the Convocation Planning Committee and the nursing office staff, especially to Dr. Frank Chawla for his help with expertise in putting this video together. You see our full Convocation Planning Committee there at the bottom. Now, I would also personally like to say thank you to the graduating class for electing me as one of today's presenters. But before we wrap up today, there's one more point of order. And for this, I'm going to need to call back up all of the graduates. This composite photo likely looks a bit different from the one you received from me last week. I do apologize for that, but I had to record this before having all of your submitted photos. So for some of you, I was able to borrow a photo from one of your slides. I know that this year has been probably both the longest and shortest in your careers as nurses. I also know how dedicated each of you are to the profession. And like Dr. Jackson, I am truly impressed by your abilities to persevere and not only be successful, but really to thrive during such unpredictable times. With that, it really is disappointing today not to be able to give you the in-person pomp and circumstance that you deserve in recognition of all of your hard work. However, we can still keep some of these traditions virtually alive. First, by making sure you all have academic regalia for the occasion. Minus, of course, robes, because those aren't particularly flattering anyway, and I was having some trouble getting them on your photos. Next, since this is a pinning ceremony after all, I'm going to pin you with a version of our department seal and give you your roses. Finally, for those of you receiving a master's or doctoral degree today, I would like to present you with your virtual hood. Keeping in mind that our doctoral student hoods would be a dark blue in recognition of their PhD degrees rather than apricot, like our master's degree graduates. Congratulations, class of 2020. I wish you continued success and look forward to seeing you again, especially if I'm seeing you again for your DNP degree. Our door is always open to you and the faculty are here to support you. This concludes today's virtual pinning ceremony. Thank you for attending and goodbye.